quickly refresh your memory, my name's Brad Raney. I work for Action News on CBS 47. What is that? It's a TV station. We sell time, space on our website. We do lots of fun things. We're the revenue generators that keep the news guys happy. We pay for all the news trucks and all the other things that make the Action News product happen. I manage salespeople. I've been doing that for a long time. I had a situation to come up a while back I thought I would share with you. Mary saw part of this yesterday. It's going to go a little slower than it did. We got crunched for time there. We're going to go a little bit more in depth. But basically, a version of this she happened to see yesterday. Life's about motivation, right? Isn't it kind of what we all want to do? It's the key to success. Well, we had that big, giant Get Motivated seminar. Remember that was here in town not too long ago? Yeah. Rudy Giuliani, Colin Powell, tons of influential people. Very rare you get them all in one place. We thought it was real important. So we paid for a whole bunch of seats. We want to take all of our salespeople from the 2 television stations we have. We're also on Fox. We want to take 18 salespeople. We want to take everybody there. We wanted them to see this thing. We thought it would be important for them to really get motivated because it was a great opportunity. Well, unfortunately, one of my guys on my staff didn't agree. I got a voicemail from him the morning of the Get Motivated event. Okay? Get motivated, I get this. Brad, this is Mike. I was planning on going to the motivation seminar today, but I just don't have it in me. Now, if you stop and think about that a minute, we now call Mike Captain Irony because that is like the epitome of what happens. You think you're ready to go, and then something happens, and you just dial it down a little, and all of a sudden the motivation's gone. So Mike, we kid about all the time. I've kept that. Whenever he comes to my office and needs something really important, I play the voicemail. I'm like, you really ready to do this now, or are we going to talk about you not ready to don't have it in you today? The key to this, though, is what is your motivation? We talked about everybody. I'm glad that you shared your stories earlier. That's real important to me to know what we're talking about. You have a job, but you want a better one. Got one, but you hate it. You have a full-time job, but you're looking. You want to look for something else. You're getting interviews, but no offers. Okay? I have a thing called the Vowels we're going to talk about. The Vowels will help you with each and every one of those things. It is totally applicable to every part of the space that you're in right now. You hate your job, you want a better one, you want something new, you're not challenged, you can't grow in your company, you were downsized, you used to own a company, you had to go out of business. Anything of those type things, you can find it. Number one, you made it through 2009, so I'd like for each of you to help me with a little quick exercise. Take a deep breath. And release. What you just did is you just let go of 2009. You just let go of all that negativity. You just let go of all the problems. You just let go of the worst economic year since 1930. You lived through it. You're still here. Okay, you have made it through what was the worst year in my lifetime. Now, my mother's 81. She was around during the Great Depression. She told me the only difference between last year and 29 and 30 was she didn't have to stand in line to get bread and milk, and people weren't flying out of the buildings in downtown New York. She said, other than that, it felt exactly the same. She's still a newspaper reader. She said she picked up the paper every day and would open it, and banks closed, this business gone. She said it felt exactly like when she was a little girl and watched all of that happen, watched America damn near crumble. She was there. So my dad told me something many years ago that I've taken to heart, and I use it just about every day. If you can't make something, learn something. So 2009 was your opportunity to learn something. About what? Well, what happened is you learn more about your business, you learn more about your relationships, you learn more about you. You learn more about the person and the skills that you truly have, not what it says on your job listing, on your resume. You learned about if you had a business and you still had customers, they trusted you because they weren't going to give you their money if they didn't. Heavily involved with the Chamber of Commerce, and we went through a great seminar about this time last year where they called the economy of Jacksonville, Florida, an economy of trust. Meaning, people would give you money. They would buy a car from you. They would put furniture in their house. They would recarpet. They would put landscape lighting out. But they had to trust you. They had to know the company. And the companies that didn't have the trust, the companies that people weren't sure about, are the ones that are gone. Those are the ones that disappeared off the face of the Jacksonville planet. They're gone because no one trusted them. They didn't think they'd be there next year. They didn't think they'd take care of the money that they gave them. People still had to go out and shop. They're only going to go someplace where they know the people and they actually trusted them. The fact that you're still here means that you passed the test of 2009. And that's what it was. It was really a test. It was the first time in decades that we had this opportunity to actually learn something and survive it. So the challenges of all that, as I was looking at it, I looked at it in the end of 2008. I got a sales force that basically they're highly commissioned, but commission-only type individuals. They go out in the forest and kill, drag, and bring home everything that they eat. I'm sitting there at the end of 2008 looking at 2009 with the forecast for my industry, minus 25, minus 30. So I'm telling them, go out in the forest. There's 25% less animals. You don't have any spears, no guns. You got to bring them home. Good luck. Well, I can't do that. Yeah, I'm a leader. I got to find something. I got to take their mind off of just worrying about the end result. I wanted to get them to think about the process. If they went home and looked at their commission statement every month, they would have jumped off their desks. We would have had people flying out of the building over here because nobody was making money last year. People either went out of business or made less money. That's what you did. Very few people made more than they made in 2008. So we were not immune to that. I had to find a way to get beyond it. So I came up with a thing called the Vowels. We'll talk about what that is in a minute. What it really happened was I sat down and started writing down words that were really important to me when I was starting my own business years ago, when I started out as an account executive in this business that I teach and train now, and things that were critical to me in my development. And I started writing them down over a cocktail or two, as my wife would say, and I looked down and they all either started with A, E, I, O, or U. Well, that's kind of funny. What can I do with that? Well, sounds like some sales meetings. So just like a good preacher, I sit down and scaled out my next 6 sales meetings to start 2009. Introduced the concept of what the vowels were, then we did A, E, I, O, and U, and actually at the end of it we did one more. We did how to put these into play, how to make them work. So for me it was a necessity. I was just trying to find a way to get them past the commission check. Think about something that you're doing. Let's improve ourselves while we have this opportunity. Because we can't get any worse. We're not going to suck this year, okay? Everybody sucks. So we're going to be okay. Let's find a way to think about the process. As I said, it actually began as a number of actual meetings. My team, last year, our market in television in this here in lovely Jacksonville, minus 22. My team was plus 12. We grew share in a down economy. There are television stations in this market that are still going, what the hell happened? Where did our market share go? Well, I took it. My team took it. And we took it because we focused specifically on the vowels. Now, this is not just a sales-oriented thing. It started in sales, but the vowels have grown to a variety of things now. The vowels, as I've liked to tell people, were a kite that I grabbed a hold of at the beginning of 2009, and they keep blowing me in all kinds of different directions, and I just keep hanging on, and it's ended up being keynotes, kind of like the one you're going to see now, some great workshops, a website which, as I told Mary yesterday, it's going to be ready today, and then I sent them the wrong picture, and it's going to be ready today, and it's not. It'll be up this week, the website that you saw earlier, and I have a book that's on the way. Because this information is powerful, and it's completely applicable to everything that you do. On my website, you will see a line that says, clearly defining you and helping you find your true destination. And that's really what it's all about. You said it earlier. If you know where you're going, it's pretty easy to figure out the most direct, efficient route. It's that efficient green line that Fidelity has in their commercials. If you know where you're going, it's okay. But you got to know where you are before you even start. You got to know who you are before you start. And tapping into actually what you have become and what the person you are, it can actually change. This whole thing is called, this is the name of the book, Improve Your Vowels, Improve Your Life. It's the name of a number of things we're doing. The vowels are, it's an acrostic phrase, okay, what does that mean? They're the key components of personal development. Now that's a big word, acrostic. If you're not an avid writer, it means you can take the first letter of a series of words and make another word out of it. Well, this is not really a word, but it is a phrase that we know. It's the vowels. You grew up with them. They're very basic. You can't have conversations without vowels. They were one of the first things that you learn when you're writing them down. The teacher said, here, we're going to hear all the letters. Now, here are the 1 to 5. They're really important. We have to have these. We're going to learn your A-E-I-O-U's. Everybody knows them. So it became pretty easy for people to relate to the fact that if I understand these, then it will help me grow. So it takes you back to a time when you hear them, it's like, I remember the vowels. That was a great time. I was a kid learning. We'll get ready to learn again because there's something that you can actually take away from this and feel really good about. A is attitude. We're going to go through each of these. I just want to give you the overall list. E is energy and effort. They sound the same, but they're different, and you'll see why in a minute. Integrity and intensity, they're both important I's, and I couldn't leave either one of them out. Outlook, and we talked about this during the previous session, your uniqueness. What makes you unique?